Hey, how's it going, Oscar? This is Oscar with Collecto, and who are we here with today?
Hayden Youngblood.
Hayden, Jungle Booth, and what you did?
I got top 8 at two case tournaments back to back.
Oh my god, are you playing a combo deck? What are you playing?
Um, no.
Okay, yeah, that's it, guys. We're leaving. Just kidding. All right, good shit. All right, well, let's go ahead and start with the monsters. What you got?
So we don't really talk about this.
Yeah, consistency. Got you.
Yep. We played Tuna Deer, of course. Like, we can't really play any more copies of that.
Yep.
Too busted. I only played 2 Ecclesia because you don't really want to see just the Ecclesia in your hand whenever you're doing your combo. Not the combo. Whenever you like set up your board, like if you draw just Ecclesia, it's just punishment pass. It's not
really?
that good.
Okay.
You want to see like Ecclesia or like Maximus or Fleur-de-Lis in your hand with like a combination of Alistair or those other cards. You don't really want to see just Ecclesia.
That
You don't
makes
want to run
sense.
too many copies of it, but you still want to see just enough so that it just fits in well with other names.
All right, that makes sense.
2 Fusion Destiny, because we can only play 2. This card's fucking stupid. Prosperity for consistency. I never Prosperity for 6 until I was in like a dire situation, which was only like once. You only want to see Prosperity for 3 with this deck because the amount of like starter cards off of those 3 is a lot more likely to happen than if you Prosperity for 6.
That's fair.
The engine requirements. 2 Invocation. People are cutting this card down to 1. I don't really like it. Just like the consistent, like not the consistency. The engine requirements for this deck aren't as bad as the other ones. If you draw them, it still is fine if you just open up the other cards. Which is why if you open up Maximus or Fleur-de-Lis in your hand, if you open up Alistair, even if you get Ashed, you can still land on the Verite with the Fleur-de-Lis, or you can still land a Schism with the Maximus. Which is,
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine if you see these.
I completely disagree with one. I mean, Flunder's around. If they drop Shifter on your invocation activation, that's it. Your engine is completely dead. So yeah, I agree with 2.
These 2 are like the second hardest bricks on the deck. If you open up Fusion Destiny, you can still fuse them away, which is like perfectly fine. But if you open up the Schism, it makes the Abkalon completely dead, and it's a completely -1 whenever you send it.
Okay.
So it's like really terrible. Now the third of my deck is just defensive cards.
Okay.
It's like 3 Ash, 3 Droll. Where are you? I main decked the triple Lancia for all 3 of these events. It was really good. Like I played against Flunder about like 4 times. It was like super good. I played against like twice. I played against what's the name? Tri-Brigade. I played against Tri-Brigade about twice. Dragon Link like twice as well. This card was like super good. This card constantly kept on overperforming. Like I would not put this on the side deck right now. You need to main deck this card.
Main deck the card, okay.
Droll can probably be changed up for something else. Probably side it if you want. I just wanted something to protect me against cards like Dragon Link, Flunder, Virtual World, to protect me against those kinds of cards.
But I mean, Draw and Lancia hits both of those decks, so.
It does. That's why you want to see the maximum number of blowouts against those cards. Like, even against the mirror match, these cards are just game enders.
I know that you said that you didn't like Imperm on the deck anymore. Any reason for that?
It's falling out of the format. Like, people can just play through Imperm like it's nothing. You need the game-ending cards, like these. You need the game-ending cards against those because you are a control deck, and you need to get flowing in order for you to like go for game. You need to end the turn with Lancey or Droll so that you can set up your turn, and then that way they can't back out of it whenever you drop another one of the game enders.
All right, that makes sense. All right, so what else you got on the main?
Triple droplets. I mean,
Okay.
unfortunately, it's standard. This card's like super expensive, but you still have to play it.
Yeah.
Just like it's a blowout against going second. I played double cosmic. This thing never really came up. I only drew it once against Prank Kid, and he didn't draw place or the field spell.
That's some bad luck.
And then the 1-0s, we played Call by, Feather Duster, and the 1 Punishment.
The 1 punishment, okay. All right, and what about the side deck?
Triple Lightning Storm. I actually didn't see this at all during both of the tournaments. I just never really played against back row or any decks that played around that didn't play around the Lightning Storm. I didn't play against Sword Soul at all, surprisingly. Now, this is what my man Oscar behind the camera suggested me before the second case tournament.
Yeah.
Triple Super Poly.
How'd that come up?
3 times. Draw phase Super Poly on a Verte and a Phoenix Enforcer. They don't establish Scythe, and they don't establish their resource game with Scythe. I mean, with the DPE. It's really good.
So they got punished hard.
Like for the first case tournament, this used to be double Pankratops. I mean, double Alpha and 1 Pankratops.
Yeah.
Which, like, I cut out for this. Like, Pankratops just isn't good right now, and it just doesn't trade well with any of the boards that are being made right now. And the Alpha just doesn't provide enough pressure.
Okay.
For the monsters, we played triple Nib and triple Token Collector. I only said this once, and it was in the second case tourney against with a DPE Brave token.
Yeah.
With like a Cybers engine to like set up a 1-card combo. I did that because it completely destroyed the tokens made by the Link, like the Link generator package, like the Disciple and the Disciple and the other one that I forgot the name of. This completely shuts down both engines. And the Nib was against like major combo decks. I played against Drytron and I played against what's the name of it? I forget the name of it. Prankids. Like, this was a blowout. But they still ended on Pandemonium, but I was still able to push through that.
Okay.
And Tikaboo.
The Birkin card.
I didn't main deck this because decks like PK Brave can like play through it because of the Brave token stuff.
Yeah.
Even if I just like do Tikaboo on like a normal summon, they can still play through without the number of like level 3 extenders in the deck. They play the E-Telly, which summons out the Psychic Wielders or the Psychic Tracker, and they even also play Ghost Ogre now. I would not main deck this right now.
That's fair.
I only like sided it against decks that I knew would not be able to play through it, like Flunder. That deck cannot summon a single monster. Sword Soul, you do it on the normal summon of Moe or Tai, they can't do anything.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean that makes sense. So, what's gonna be the extra deck?
Surprisingly, unfortunately, all of these cards are 1-ofs.
Okay.
Mechaba, Ranger, Purgatrio, and Agoides are the Invoked stuff. These shouldn't really be explained. But, the Sens for the Sens for Maximus. Again, only 1-ofs. And then the stuff that you end on with the power plays of this deck, DPE and the Winda. These actually didn't really conflict at all, especially with Fleur in hand. It was like pretty easy to play around. And then the Super Poly targets. This was the most like played in the deck so far with the Storming Venom. It just completely blows out a bunch of these like big ending boards that end on like dark monsters. This never came up. I never played against a single Dragon Link player in the second case tournament, but in theory it's fine. You fuse away a dragon and a spellcaster, and it's a follow-in, and it's interruptions for their turn as well. And then the links, you just play these. Just pretty standard. I never summoned this once, by the way. I never drew like the hands to make Verte work, which was fine. I ended up winning most of those games anyways.
But you always drew Destiny Fusion.
I always drew the Destiny Fusion. That card is stupid.
All right. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout-outs to Collecto for like giving me all the support that they can in these past few weeks. Shout-out to Oscar for helping us out. Shout-out to Azriel. If you're watching this, he drove us from our place to the second case tournament.
Oh yeah, he sure did.
And that's about it.
All right, man. It's been Oscar with Collecto. I hope you guys have a good day, and congrats on the top 8.